Today we're talking with our guests about European neighbourhood policy, and we are very glad to receive Bulgarian MEP Slavi Binev and Azerbaijan Ambassador Fuad Isgandarov. Today we have a very strange situation around the elections, results of the elections in Azerbaijan, because some of the observers find it fair and some don't. So, Mr. Binev, you were as a freelance MEP in Azerbaijan and you had an opportunity to observe the elections yourself. So, what do you think? Are really they are transparent, they are fair? Do your colleagues from the parliament, from the official mission who were there, are they right? Who's right, who's wrong? What should we think about it now?
I don't know, because I was only the day of the voting. For me, the election there not happened only on the one day, only the voting day. But what I see, everything is okay, because I go on this few sections to see what's happened, how the voting go on. That's my opinion. It's okay, not more worst or not more good than in Bulgaria. I think in Bulgaria it's more worst.
Why?
Because we see, you remember what's happened in Bulgaria in the last day, and the very last day?
No.
They find the printed list for a voting for the winning party, which is absolutely unacceptable. I never see something like that in Azerbaijan. Also, I say maybe that thing, some of the European media, they think that's just a joke or something like that. But I say, the election, for my point of view, because I was only 2 days there, and I'm not a full competent, and also I'm not an official one. I'm absolutely an official. I go myself, and they are very curious. I pay my bill alone.
Who was curious?
Because they ask in the AFET, I think. I'm not very sure, but they ask one of the commission why many people from the European Parliament they go alone. And they say the only one, and we have two people, we pay our tickets alone.
But I suppose
they're very curious.
You have a fund as a MEP, you have a fund to pay your travel.
First of all, the second one, I have so many friends in Azerbaijan, I want to go there. It's very important for me to see what about it. I never be an observer commission or observer mission, and some of the countries that I want to see with my own eyes what's happening in the other countries in the election.
So your opinion was that it was quite a fair atmosphere?
What I see, everything is perfect. That's my point of view. I think in Bulgaria the election that is absolutely not comfortable and not fair. That is a warning. We should give the advices or to act it in some other places when we solve our own question in our own backyard.
So it's quite a turn, Ambassador Isgandarov. So how do you explain this ambivalent situation around your country? Because the opinions in institutions are so divided. Here we have an MEP who thinks that it's much, much better than in his own country in Bulgaria, who is a member state of the EU. And from the other side, you have very critical words today and addressing human rights in your country, etc., and in the resolution. So how do you explain this ambivalence?
First of all, I would like to start from your first question. No one observers criticized no one official observers from European Parliament, Parliament Assembly of Council of Europe, Parliament Assembly of Council OSCE, no one did criticize in a very explicit way the elections in my country. All of them, as I was 66%, they assess them as free, fair and transparent. Unbelievable, no any observer, but we know the position of European Parliament. It's clear for us. European position of European Parliament is a position of the observation mission of European Parliament. And it's absolutely clear that Mr. Pinor Laki, the head of this observation mission, openly stated that the election, together with a representative of the head of the observation mission of PASE and as well as OSCE Parliamentary Assembly, that the election had been provided in very free, fair and transparent way. That's for us, that is the way. That's the position of our European partners. And concerning some different opinions from other MEPs, members of parliament. So I would like to say, welcome to Azerbaijan. Why you didn't come? Please come and see what's going on in the country. That for me, that's very important because all our criticizers, they didn't go to the elections, and they have they got the information from the second hands. So from the hands which have their own vision.
Oh, if I may question to Slavi Binev, because there is an ambivalent situation. There are people who were there, they expressed their own opinion, and this opinion wasn't welcome here by people who were not there. So how come, what kind of crisis is that? Is that an institutional crisis? How you explain it?
I don't know. I'm very surprised because I expected the European Union will be very objective. That is the main pillar of the democracy in the world, I think. And for that reason, I'm very surprised when I give the interview for the European Voice, which I think that is a European voice. And they manipulate my interview, give some the words, only the words, they accept it. They eliminate the other words. Because I say some not good words about the election in Bulgaria. Why? Because Azerbaijan, all the actors in this presidential fighting, they have the possibility to be 3 days by week, and for 6 minutes each of these days, and a TV program, and the state TV program, and say everything they want. And the other days they can go on the Bulgarian and the national radio station, and the same limit, 6 minutes, to say everything. That's absolutely free. Mm-hmm. In Bulgaria, does not exist. It's not exist. I should pay a lot of money to participate, even I am not subsidized by the government. And I say that that's more fair than in my country. That's it. And they eliminate all those things I say to the European Voice, and that's for me not the European Voice, that's a manipulation voice. From this moment.
If I may, coming back to European Voice criticism, I would like to ask question Ambassador Isgandarov. You agree partially with their criticism because they think that third term is not fair, is what I read in European Voice. They think that the third term is clearly not fair. It's not democratic. So what would you say about it?
First of all, we are organizing our presidential election in accordance with our constitution. In accordance with our constitution, everybody has the opportunity to be elected anytime he wishes. That is, or she wishes. That is absolutely clear. We can't change our constitution in accordance of the demands of outside players, of demands of some media sources. That's the first. And secondary, we are speaking about Azerbaijani integration to Europe. We are going to the space of so-called common values, and we use the experience of different European countries. I'm sorry, we have so many examples. 18 years of the presidency of one person, for example, in the government of Luxembourg. In the government,
you mean Mr. Juncker?
Of course, 18 years. Or the third term of the Chancellor in Germany, or 4-time election of the same Prime Minister in the Netherlands. So we have so many examples, in European Union, that if it's possible for one country, for dozens of European Union countries, why it's not possible for us to do the same?
Thank you. Do you think really double standard is still a big point for criticizing European Union? Do you think that still the double standard is a tool that is used for countries outside the Union and maybe inside? I don't know.
I don't know too either, but believe me, there is a double standard. Because I say very clearly, I warning the European Union before that's happened in Bulgaria, the Bulgarian spring. I warning the European Union just 6 months before. I say, why you look at Gaddafi and Libya? You have your own dictator in Bulgaria, the General Borisov. You have his own dictator. Okay, I am for this one to criticize somebody, but when you're absolutely clean, when you're absolutely ready to to criticize somebody. But when you are not ready, you have some weak points. You never have the possibility to do this. First of all, that's my private opinion. How you can criticize somebody when you don't solve the question in your own backyard? It's impossible. That's not acceptable. And that is the reason I clap my hands and I congratulate one of the members of the parliament, Elmar Brok, you know him, which stand up yesterday and say something very clearly to the man president who at this moment chair the
hearing.
Yes, the hearing. He says something very clear. Ma'am, you broke the rules. I will voting against, but that's not acceptable to break the rules. Why you don't give the word and why you don't hear the opinion of my opponent, Eurosceptic, which is from my group? And that's a very fair, and that is a democracy. You should fight with the rules and under the rules, not fight to go behind the rules or to create your own rules.
I turn to Ambassador Isgandarov. So I understand that you feel also very much treated in this double standard way within this question of observation mission. Am I right? You feel it's traditional double standard
I think first of all, that's a problem, I think, not a problem of Azerbaijan. It's a problem mostly maybe inside of European Parliament. If European Parliament is sending the observation mission, and observation mission has absolutely clear the position concerning the elections campaign in Azerbaijan. So I think that European Parliament, which has sent this observation mission to Azerbaijan, should wait for the report of this observation mission to have some statements or some resolutions concerning the results of the election. That's my vision. But now what we have now, without any patience, just a few days after our election, maybe in the day of election, some statement have been done by some European members, some media sources, by some members of parliament. So for me, the question is absolutely clear with the position of the observation mission. But if it goes to parliament, that different position, maybe that's a democracy. Because I don't understand if they're sending European mission of 3 missions from OSCE, from Council of Europe, and from European Parliament. The 3 missions, they all supported the idea that yes, it was the election campaign which is free, fair, and transparent, and much more better than previous ones. So why you don't wait for the official report of this observation mission to have the position of European Parliament and put it immediately in the agenda of the first plenary session? That is my vision.
If I may, Slavi Binev, how do you explain this strange galloping towards estimation or criticism of elections in Azerbaijan? Do you think that criticism now or remarks of Ambassador, they are right? He has grounds to pronounce it, because it really seems strange that it was done in such a haste.
I am not here like a guardian or like a protector to Azerbaijan. I see for the first time His Excellency the Ambassador of Azerbaijan. But I have so many friends in Azerbaijan because I come from the sport, and it's very normal. We know each other since so many years. And that is the reason, and I'm proud of that friendship. And believe me, I think the answer comes from your question. That's in there. Why are they running so? Why?
Why they're galloping?
Why they're galloping so? Why? I think that is the answer.
Ambassador Isgandarov, so there are forces who are very critical towards your country, and this resolution was rather critical. Would it damage the relationship with the European Union, you think?
Our relationship is much more stronger than just the voices or the positions of different people. We of course understand that this is democracy. Everybody can speak loudly about each other, but in case of Azerbaijan, we know that we have very strong relationship with Europe, based on our partnership in energy. You know about the Southern Corridor project, based on our political commitments, political friendly approach to our European partners, and our cooperation in energy is just a core to go further in our relationship, to go not to the market, only to the market with our gas, but go with our friendly approach to the space, European space, of common values and principles. And from this point of view, nobody can damage our relationship on the same level on which we have in favor of our relationship.
But in favor, I think there was a part in favor because it was very much supportive towards Nagorno-Karabakh resolution, and it was a blueprint from the UN resolution.
Sure.
I interpret like that.
Sure. I would like to express my gratitude to all the members of parliament who voted in favor of this resolution, because in this resolution it was absolutely openly, clearly stated that the territory of one country of Eastern Partnership cannot be occupied by another country of Eastern Partnership, and it violates really all the principles, objectives of Eastern Partnership. And most important thing is that the resolution of Nagorno-Karabakh should be based on the United Nations Security Council's 4 resolutions. That is most important issue. And if we have such a fair approach now, just now, from European Parliament to the most difficult issue in our policy, I think that is a very good process, the very good starting point for further cooperation, for further relationship, friendly relationship between European Union institutes and Azerbaijan. And I would like to especially mention that it was, yes, these 4 resolutions, they have been stated openly in the special resolution of Organization of Islamic Cooperation. Now we have the same approach, the same attitude from European Parliament. It means that the 2 main civilizations of the world, of universe, they support us in our very fair approach to the resolution of the Nagorno-Karabakh conflict, and that and once more it approves that Azerbaijan is real bridge between the civilizations.
If I may, Slavi, Binev, just to round up our conversation. So Azerbaijan, because you have many friends there, it's east or the west, and do you think really there is a potential, or people are eager to share European values? Do you think that really there is a European dimension in this Caucasus country or Caspian country?
For me, there is always 2 kinds of people, 2 nations, let's say, the good and the bad people.
I see.
That's the people. I hope we have only the good people there, and that is the reason. I tell you some story. I come from the East Bloc, and from the Soviet Union, they're always warning us to not keep the side of the east of the west so much, to be very to be very careful what we accepted there. Now we am the part of the European Union, and they warning us to not take some bad influence from the east. I don't understand. Believe me, that I don't understand. Maybe I'm not too smart, but I cannot understand. for me that there is only two kind of people, good and bad people. I think all the good people, they should accept it, the opinion of the others. That is the real democracy, and the vote of the others. And they can say something worse against the other when they solve his own question.
Thank you very much, Slavi Binev.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Isgandarov. And we thank everybody who was with us. Today, we try to clarify with you our institutional crisis on the observation mission being challenged. I put it in a very polite way. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.